I want you to understand how difficult the spiritual process is going to be for you is determined by you, not by nature and not by your guru. The nature or the existence or the creator and your guru are seeing how to make it as easy as possible, as simple as possible, as quick as possible. Because if you take time, it's not a question of your life going waste, it's a question of my life going waste. Fabulous poems, which is even today, after a few hundred years, even today there is no Telugu-speaking home where there will be no book on Vemana's poems. Almost every home will have it. Anybody who can read and write, in their home there will be, and just about everybody is conversant with these poems. Brilliant poetry. Devotion means a tool to demolish yourself. A tool to destroy your intentions, your visions, your dreams, so that you become not a tiny little creature, so that you become a nameless little creature in this cosmos, but you become the very hand of the Divine. Devotion is not a deal that you make. Too much deal-making is happening in the name of devotion. Deal-makers and devotees are two different people. One belongs to the marketplace, another belongs to the Divine. They're two different worlds altogether. You need to understand this. The moment you sit down to make a deal, it is the dharma of a deal that you should do your best to be smarter than the other. No? You don't want to make a dumb deal, do you want? When you sit down to make a deal, you want to be smarter than the other. If you take this attitude with the Divine, you have lost before you start. You sit with the existence like this, you sit with your guru like this, you lost even before you started. You don't have to run the race, you anyway lost. You cannot win. Because the very fundamental purpose has been defeated. And now what? So don't lose out on the tremendous power of devotion because you have a stupid deal in your head. What can you ask? What kind of deal can you make with the creation and the Creator? Only a dumb deal, because you do not know what possibility the cosmos holds. You only know the little nonsense that you have experienced in your life. If you are in touch with an energy, at least you're in the presence of an energy which is the source of creation, and you ask, I want to get a job, I want to get married, how stupid can you get? you don't know what it holds. Isn't it best, do whatever you want with me? If you found contact, isn't it best to leave it to the source of creation, do whatever you want with me? No, no, get me a job, I want increment, I want promotion. Oh my God, don't do that to yourself. If at any time you find yourself in the presence of something which seems to be larger than you in some context, that's a time you don't try to make a deal, just shut up and be. Just see how you can receive. So that's devotion, that you understand becoming the hand of the divine is a far bigger possibility than making a deal, however big the deal seems to be in your head. Deals and deals always going on, everywhere. With life and death, deals are going on. From deals to devotion is a transformation. It is like if I give you filth, will you give me something fragrant and wonderful? No. If I give you filth, you will want to give me more filth. But please see how the creation functions. If you give this tree filth, it'll give you flowers, isn't it? This is the way of the divine. If you really become a devotee, you become the hand of the divine, and that's how it will be. Whatever is thrown at you is nourishing. Whatever comes your way is wonderful for you, because whatever comes, you know how to transform it into something beautiful. That's devotion. Deal means you want to get the flowers, you want to give the filth to somebody else. If you do that deal, after that, you will get excluded, isn't it? You will get excluded from any group of people, or ultimately you will get excluded from the way the creation is happening. When we say yoga, we are talking about a union. A union means that you don't exist here as a creature by yourself. You exist here as part of the divine. You exist here as part of the creation and the creator, that you become one with everything, that you are not one little crawly creature who goes around doing its own thing. But the whole idea, the juvenile idea of freedom is you want to do your own thing, isn't it? A wrong idea, a wrong attitude, a wrong emotion can cause much, much more damage than poison. So this is why asatoma sadgamaya, asatoma… Sadhguru, already I said it. No, 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 you must tell it every moment of your life. Every moment of your life, this is the journey, that you're moving from untruth to truth. Otherwise, what is not true can be made to look true in your mind. Once you make untruth into truth in your mind, then that untruth will poison the very way you exist. Then you wonder why suffering is coming in search of you. Well, it's bound to. How else will it? If it doesn't come, that means my life has failed. Suffering must come if you're doing the wrong things, isn't it? Someone very carefully went up the tree. Another fool tried to run up and fell down. If nothing happens to him, the one who has the skill to climb up is a fool, isn't it? Yes or no? No? It is so, isn't it? One who has paid attention, one who has taken care to acquire the necessary skill to do something in a proper way, if him and a fool who has not paid any attention to anything happens the same way, then the man who paid attention to all these things is a fool, isn't it? So, I'm not really against suffering. It's my wish that you should not suffer. But if you're stupid and you want to do idiotic things to yourself, you must suffer, because only if suffering comes you will stop doing stupid things. Suppose… do you see, suppose you have a wound which is drying up, you want to… Pandringdani? Pandringdani? If it goes deep enough, when it hurts, you stop. Suppose it did not hurt, you would pull out your intestines. Yes? Do not underestimate yourself. If there was really no pain in your body, as you sit in the satsang, you know, like how you blow chewing gum, you would blow your lungs out to show me how big a lungs you got. Yes, you would do. Do not underestimate yourself. Do not underestimate your own stupidity. If somebody is doing something else to make your impression, you'll take your intestines and… because if you as much as touch it with a pin, it hurts so badly. Wherever you do not know the pain, you do not know the pain of a tree, you do not know the pain of an animal, you do not know the pain of other things, all those things you're chopping, isn't it? Only this one you know, so you're preserving. So, it is fine, you're doing good. At least you know this much. It just has to expand, that's all. Now, because you know the pain of what this is, you're keeping this well. If you just begin to feel the pain of the mountain, you would keep the mountain well. If you understand the pain of the cosmos, you would keep everything well, isn't it? That is what yoga means, union, that everything has become a part of you. And devotion is that dimension which will obliterate the boundaries between what is you and what is not you very effortlessly.
You talk about devotion being the sweetest way to live. You also talk about how nature doesn't reveal itself easily.
What is nature?
Does not reveal itself easily. It takes heartbreaking sadhana to realize the truth. So my question is devotion enough?
Are you asking this question as a woman or as a banker?
As a woman.
If you're a woman, devotion is enough. If you're a banker, we need to do head-breaking, heart-breaking sadhana. I want you to understand how difficult the spiritual process is going to be for you is determined by you, not by nature and not by your guru. The nature or the existence or the creator and your guru are seeing how to make it as easy as possible, as simple as possible, as quick as possible. Because if you take time, it's not a question of your life going waste, it's a question of my life going waste. If you don't make it, it's not a question of you failing, it's a question of me failing. You see, I don't like to lose. You can see that. I don't like to be on the losing side, you can see that. You must see how I drive on the street, I don't like to be on the losing side. If you're here as a woman, it's very simple. But you're so many other things. Foreign banks are difficult to handle. because there are hidden clauses. In every agreement we sign, there's a hidden clause. He printed in microprint that it takes a lifetime to read them. So most people sign them without reading them. So wipe out all the hidden clauses. Just be here as a woman, very simple. If you're here just as a man or just as a woman, that's it, it takes. It doesn't take all this talking and nonsense and rubbish. If I just do this, you should just be there. So, devotion is another dimension of intelligence, which unfortunately today's world has lost out on. Now that little boy who's playing violin, he's just 16 years of age. He's not very far between the genius… he's not very far behind the genius of his father. He's pretty right there. It's going to take very little time for the boy to catch up. That has come not because of training, that's come because of simple devotion. You see how he sits? See how he sits next to his father with great amount of love and devotion. He look at his eyes, he looks at his father with that kind of love and devotion. In that, learning happens in a completely different way. There was a fabulous saint. In Andhra Pradesh, there is no home in Andhra Pradesh who will not have at least a little book about this saint. His name was Vemana. His name was something else, they called him Vemana. So his name is Vemana. So he was with his guru. And this boy is little dim. He's a dim companion. He's such a simpleton, can't get anything straight. I have a lot of them like that. And they're doing great. They can pull off anything. It is the intelligence one, it's people who think they are intellectually smart who are getting all tangled up in Isha. Simpletons are doing great. Somebody else may think he's nothing, but just see the result he's creating, it's fantastic. So, this is the simple time. Everybody, he's every butt of everybody's jokes. One day, but the guru takes kindly to this boy because he's not smart like others. So one day, guru has an important function or an event to go to, so he goes to the river for bath. And his clothes folded, he tells the boy, you hold the clothes in your hand, stand here, don't keep it down. Because the ground is wet and it'll get soiled, don't keep it down. Just hold it, that's all. So the guru went in to take his ritual dip and wash himself, and when he came out, the boy had kept it down. The clothes were soiled. And he kept it down because when the guru looked like this, he thought he needs something and he kept it down and ran to the guru. He's simple, one thing at a time. He cannot handle two things at a time. Because these are two things, clothes and guru. Two is complicated. And the guru looked at this. Now he has to go somewhere, his clothes are soiled, and he told him repeatedly, don't keep it down, don't keep it down, and he keeps it down. So he gave him a little chalk and he told him, you fool, there's nothing else you can do. Sit here and write just Rama, Rama, Rama on this rock, nothing else. You can't do anything better, just do this. Hope grace will descend on you. Just sit here and write Rama, 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 just over and over again on the same place. The boy felt so ashamed, so pained, because he let down his guru. He told him so many times, but somehow he cannot get it. So he started writing. The Guru left in a rush. After the whole day, some event, he came back in the evening and first thing is he asked for this boy, where is he? Because he was feeling bad for the harshness with which he spoke to him. He was nowhere to be seen. Oh, then I told him to write Rama and we need not give the next instruction, maybe he's still there. And he went. The boy was still writing Rama. The chalk had worn out long time ago. His forefinger and thumb had worn out right up till here, and he was still writing Rama, 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 Rama. The Guru just took him and embraced him. And this boy, I don't know how many, somebody who's knowledgeable about this should say, he wrote hundreds of fabulous poems, which is even today, after a few hundred years, even today there is no Telugu-speaking home where there will be no book on Vemana's poems. Almost every home will have it. Anybody who can read and write in their home, there will be. And just about everybody is conversant with these poems. Brilliant poetry. He just poured out of his devotion. So that's what devotion can do, because devotion is another dimension of intelligence. Devotion is the intelligence. You understand there's a bigger intelligence and you have learned to keep your little intellect aside. That is devotion. Devotion does not mean every day doing puja, doing this, doing that. Devotion simply means your involvement with life is so absolute that even you don't matter anymore. Your involvement with what you have taken up is so absolute that who you are does not matter, then you're a devotee. Devotion means you're devoid of yourself, that's devotion.